Genesis chapter 5, the descendants of Adam. This is the book, the written record, the history of the generations of the descendants of Adam. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God, not physical, but a spiritual personality, moral likeness. He created them male and female and blessed them and named them. Mankind at this time, they were created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he became the father of a son in his own likeness, according to his image, and named him Seth. We'll keep reading the Old Testament here, and you're going to see that people are going to live for a long time in the beginning here. Obviously, they're going to have two wives. They're going to have multiple wives. And then you're going to see the part where God says how long man should live for. And it won't be 900 days or 900 years. It'll be more like, I think it's 130 years. And the same thing with the wives. It's just created one between man and woman because that was the original intention. Why did they have to do multiple? People say because they had to populate the earth. Why do they live forever? Because there wasn't maybe that much disease on the earth or ways to die. I don't know. I don't know the answers to that. And it says, after he became the father of Seth, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. So Adam lived 930 years in all, and he died. When Seth was 105 years old, he became the father of Enosh. Seth lived 807 years after the birth of Enosh, and he had other sons and daughters. So Seth lived 912 years, and he died. When Enosh was 90 years old, he became the father of Kenan. Enosh lived 815 years after the birth of Kenan and had other sons and daughters. So Enosh lived 905 years, and he died. So when Kenan was 70 years old, he became the father of Mahalalel. That's the first one. I know they were younger when they had children because Seth was not one of their first, and it was 130. So does he go over 1,000? Is it less? It's interesting. Kenan lived 840 years after the birth of Mahalalel and had other sons and daughters. So Kenan lived 910 years and he died. When Mahalalel was 65 years old, he became the father of Jared. Mahalalel lived 830 years after the birth of Jared and had other sons and daughters. So Mahalalel lived 895 years and he died. When Jared was 162 years old, he became the father of Enoch. Jared lived 800 years after the birth of Enoch and had other sons and daughters. So Jared lived 962 years and he died. When Enoch was 65 years old, he became the father of Methuselah. Enoch walked in habitual fellowship with God 300 years after the birth of Methuselah and had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And in reverent fear and obedience, Enoch walked with God, and he was not found among men because God took him away to be home with them. Enoch was the one in the Bible where he was just taken away. And he didn't die. He didn't die. He was just taken away with the Lord. When Methuselah was 187 years old, he became the father of Lamech. Methuselah lived 782 years after the birth of Lamech and had other sons and daughters. So Methuselah lived 969 years and he died. When Lamech was 182 years old, he became the father of a son. He named him Noah, saying, "This one shall bring us rest and comfort from our work and from the dreadful toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord cursed." Lamech lived 595 years after the birth of Noah and had other sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years and he died. And Noah was 500 years old and he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So you're here reading this. Sometimes when you get to parts of the genealogy and then the descendants, you're like, and you want to just skip over them. I get it. Been there, done that. Fallen asleep reading these things before. But it's all for you to see, look at the lineage and where these people came from. So these were just the descendants of Adam. And they're talking about the corruption on the earth. Why did God take Enoch during this time? Why did he just take him? He's just gone, gone. Okay, we're going to read about it more? I think so. But then it goes through and it's going through and telling you how terrible the land is, that Noah's going to bring us rest and comfort from our work because it's been a dreadful toil because the cursed ground. So then we're going to hear the story of Noah. We're going to be reading. So there's such corruption on the earth, but here he's bringing a man, Noah, and he tells about Noah and his sons. So we're going to keep reading. This is your daily Bible chapter, reading God's Word Monday through Friday. See you tomorrow.